All right, guys, let's check out another awesome watch sent in by Saltzman's, Rhode Island. Big thanks to Richard and the crew there. Link in the description, contact information, as well as information how to get a hold of the shop and Richard. So this time, sent over the Tag Heuer Formula One Special Edition Senna. So race fans will know, I don't care what age you are, I'm sure you've heard of somehow, one way or another, the Ayrton Senna racing driver. He was Formula One. He did a bunch of different racing, but his big claim to fame was Formula One racing. He's from Brazil, and he did amazing things for Brazil, the racing circuit, for safety, and unfortunately had a terrible crash in 1994, which ended his life. So it's nice to see some tribute given. There's some really good documentaries out there on the driver and everything as well, and we can talk more about that. But let's talk about the watch. So this is a big boy, automatic chronograph. Don't freak out. But right away, you guys are noticing we have the link bracelet. I absolutely love that because it's from the 90s. That's when Senna wore the tag and stuff. So it definitely had the link bracelet. So they had to include that. I absolutely love that. This is a 44.5 millimeter case. The lug to lug is 49. These are manageable sizes so far. 15.12 millimeter thick. Even that's actually manageable for an automatic chronograph with a date. That's actually pretty reasonable. 7.8 millimeter screw down crown. And this is a very nice operating crown tube assembly, very rigid, very nice, tactile feel. The lug width, I measure, I think 21.5. Is that right? 21.5. Typically with the link bracelets, you're going to have a setup where you can't really change that. I believe this one you can fully detach and you can put a different bracelet on there. I'm fairly certain that's what it looks like in the construction style here. I wouldn't ever change it. I would have been totally fine if it would have been integrated, but this still works. And quite frankly, tag, you're watching my video, I want to see more of this. And it has the fold over clasp. It does have a dive extension and 3 micro adjusts. It's kind of their standard clasp. But I love the fold over clasp because the link bracelet watch that I handled before had the butterfly clasp. Not a fan of that. This one I absolutely love. So inside this is the caliber 16. It is a 42-hour power reserve. I'm sure it's sourced from a third party. I think Salida or something. Beats at 4 hertz, 42-hour power reserve, automatic hand wind, and hacking and everything like that. Let's go ahead and start that chronograph. There we go, off and running. So we can track times. There you go. So you have your minute counter going here, right? And then this will keep track of your registered minutes, and then this is your 12-hour counter. So this is a special edition, not a limited edition. This bezel does not rotate. At least I couldn't get it to rotate. So I think that's just for tracking, like a tachometer scale or something. Beautiful watch. The balance on the chronograph hand is the Tag Heuer shield. As that rounds around, we'll see how that register works. I'll put down below what the caliber 16 movement is. I don't think it's a Valjoux. I could be wrong. There you go. It snaps over. So it doesn't progressively grade over. It actually just snaps over to that minute. So that's actually pretty slick. So if we stop it, and then we snap it back, it'll reset the chronograph, that's your running seconds over there to the left. Zoom back out. Let's try this on my 7.25 inch wrist. It has some heft to it. It is a nice weighty watch. I would have to take out a little bit of linkage, but I mean, from a distance, any watch guy is going to know. I mean, I have not seen any other watch That's not true. I think there are some Seikos, older Seikos, that have a similar weird style like that. But this just screams tag. You'll see this across the room, and you know somebody's wearing a Tag Heuer. So, very good looking watch. Love the tie to Ayrton Senna. If you're at all into, you know, racing or driving or anything like that, definitely go watch. There's some really good documentaries on them. Or just YouTube search or whatever, you'll find some cool videos, racing footage or everything like that. Don't go watch the crash, okay? Just go watch his achievements, what he did for Brazil. He did some amazing things for Brazil, and he was very generous, I think, with his wealth, from my understanding. And the other thing that I really liked about him in watching all of his stuff and studying him is, one, I'm a Honda nut, right? And he actually really loved the Acura or Honda NSX, whatever you want to call it. He said it was kind of like a production level Formula One car. It was really cool. But he was extremely fast in the wet. And not all drivers are really fast in the wet, meaning in the rain, right? Most drivers will kind of be a little more reserved. Some are very high-level skilled. Senna was one of them. And he would actually drive very fast, if not faster in the wet than... You can't drive faster in the wet than you can in the dry. But go watch some of the videos like he kind of did. Another driver that I really fell in love with, a Japanese driver, is Keiichi Tsuchiya, the aka Drift King. He kind of had the same level. He did some crazy GT car stuff, and he was like wicked fast in the wet. Like hardly anybody could do what these drivers did. So mad respect for those drivers. It's really cool to see the tie to the brand and to the man and into the name. With a watch. It's very cool. It just kind of ties that whole culture, watch guy, car guy. I think a lot of us are, and it's very cool to see it. Thanks for watching, guys. Lume shot. I almost signed off without a Lume shot. I got a little carried away, so I was trying to reduce the time. It doesn't matter, right? There's the Lume. Decent, healthy application of Lume. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next vid.